couple of them.
Hey, you know that's my type of shit right there.
Just a
I love me
few.
some tequila.
You know, one
Uh,
shot that ended up in front of my face somehow, even though I said no. But good time. No,
th-
nice weekend.
you,
Sunday
yep.
kicked it.
Wisconsin is like your second home.
Oh, no doubt. It's.
You, you
I
always up
mean,
there.
I'm always up there. Stay up there. They call me Mister
Is your girl from
Milwaukee.
Wisconsin too? She from
Yeah,
Wisconsin as well, right? Is
yeah,
y'all meeting? I might go all in your shit on live. My
yeah.
bad.
For real. I don't talk.
My fault.
Nah, you good. We met at college, man. She lived across the hall from me. It was meant to be.
Oh shit! You
Mm-mm.
live in a co-ed dorm.
Hey, yeah, we did it like that. MSOE is good.
Oh,
We crazy.
oh,
The
okay.
engineers and the
He did
nurses.
not go to BYU.
Nah. Why we Jonah, how was your weekend, bro?
Jonah, why don't just shake his head?
We
Hey,
deep
it was
in our
nice out.
relationship.
It was
It was
nice
nice
out.
out.
Oh man,
I enjoyed some sun.
that's what's up,
I
man.
watched some draft film.
Some draft film. He had nothing else to do. But
Made some
no
food.
NBA hoops. Yeah, ate some
Did my
food. Did some
thing.
good.
Nothing
That's
different.
right. Nothing different.
Nothing
How
exciting.
how that draft
Yeah.
board looking?
It's hard to differentiate some areas. It's not like the top tier. Like everyone says the top tier talents. Like not as like when you get like 15 to 30, I'm flip flopping like everything. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It
seeing a
is
lot of
tough.
movement in that range that you were talking about. And even the guys you like, even into like the 40s you were talking about, like those
Hmm.
guys are getting late first in some other mocks. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I have no idea.
And we're
I
getting
haven't
two
looked at
separate
this
days
shit.
of the draft this year
I don't
for
like
some
Yeah, I don't
day
know
reason.
about that. How y'all
two.
feel about that? How y'all feel
And
about
day
that?
2 is at 3 o'clock in the
That's
afternoon.
that's why.
On a
I
Friday?
Thursday.
No, it's the first day on a Thursday, right?
No, first day is Wednesday.
Oh, first day is Wednesday.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do that shit
So
at 3 o'clock on a Thursday.
it's just it's
That's
kind of the
crazy.
same vibe as like the WNBA draft in the middle of the day, which is not a good look or wasn't a good look for years. And the first year you roll out this 2 day event, you want to put in the middle of the day where people are clearly going to be at work.
Clearly. Cause think about it. The draft is gonna be what in New York? Usually this is where it's at, like
Think
Brooklyn or
so?
some shit like that. So you're gonna start this shit at 3 o'clock on a Friday when it's 12 o'clock on the West Coast?
What's the point of giving the day two guys their shine if it's in the middle of the day?
People on the West Coast still working. They just went to lunch on the West Coast when this draft start.
They're gonna be talking straight nonsense on the broadcast on day 2 too. You
Nonsense.
already know.
They're
It's
bringing
gonna
back day
be
one guys. You
it's
got to
gonna be
stretch out
straight
that.
They're gonna be
nonsense.
interviewing people with a split screen of the pick being announced. It's
Honestly,
gonna be
It's gonna
I'm
be a
interested to
shit
see how the
show.
production goes.
Like
Cause
who asked for this? Who asked for a 2-day NBA draft? This ain't the NFL, man.
it's,
I thought it
it's
was about the
summertime.
money.
It's just baseball. They got time to fill.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess people gonna watch. People will watch though, for real. So it's just
If
this
I'm free,
that
I'm tapping
time.
in. But still, 3 o'clock on a Thursday, I can't guarantee that.
No one like it's hard to like I just said. The West Coast they just went to lunch if still working.
Shit, I could
Like
be
how they
busy
go
on Wednesday night for all I know. Like,
Yeah,
right? Like how?
seriously.
Like what is going on? So oh, that is tripped out. That is tripped out. But Jonah,
we'll
you already
see.
locked into your draft boards and shit. I ain't looked at nothing. Absolutely not a thing.
We're trying.
And I'm just like Jonah said, between 7 and like 15, anybody in that range, that's where I'm locked in at.
7 to 15. Where the Bulls picking?
11. Like you said, four up,
We're gonna
four
get we're
down.
gonna get Zach Edey.
Nah, hell nah. There
No,
was
that's
some
not who
talks
you
about
want.
moving up for Klingen. That's interesting,
Mm.
Shit, he could go number 2.
honestly.
Yeah.
Now I
From
know
two
about
to
him.
like 7, it's all over.
Hmm. Okay.
We'll see. See how
We
dominoes
shall
fall.
see. We shall see. Well, I think y'all know what I did this weekend. Um,
Yeah, kicked it with Lil Ma.
like now let me tell you, that was the most random shit ever. First of all, when she came, first of all, who don't know, I went to the New York Liberty game Friday night when I was in New York. That was a great ass experience. The food was phenomenal. I came with my ticket. But as I was sitting down, people walking in, and a lady comes sits down, young lady, young woman. She speak being nice, so I look at her, I speak, and then I look back, I'm like, oh shit. So I was like, I made one of them like, I know it's you, but we're not gonna make a scene about this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna,
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying?
You gotta play it. You gotta play it off, kind of.
Yeah, I've been there before. I ain't gonna act like I ain't been there before. You feel me? So, but she was cool though. She was real cool. We talked about the game the whole time. She was in it. We was really into it. It was tripped out seeing the highlights of that game, seeing me all the time in the highlights. I was right there on the floor. But the atmosphere was crazy. I'm gonna have TikTok dropping. I did all type of shit from me walking in, the food, all type.
Do they dim the lights in Barclays for Liberty games too?
No, it wasn't dim. It was nothing like that. Like it was for the Nets. The Nets always look like they don't want nobody to be, because it probably don't be packed, because the Liberty game
they shut it down. Hey,
yeah, the Liberty game was packed. It was nowhere.
I like the kind of like theater look to like. I like when they rock with that. I can't remember what other teams do it, but I do like it like that.
Mm-hmm. Don't the Knicks do it?
I think so.
The Knicks do it. I remember the Lakers used to do it at the Forum. It used to be
yeah.
They used to bring it down, but I don't think nobody else do it now. You're right. I think it's just the Nets do it, the Knicks, and I think that's.
I can't really think about it. Like I'm thinking like City Edition nights, maybe a team might do it, but on a regular basis.
I don't even know if they do that shit then. But overall, it was a fun night. I became BFS with the best damn mascot in the league. That was hilarious. That was fun. But I think everybody, if you go to New York, man, check out a Liberty game. The atmosphere is insane. I haven't been to every WNBA stadium, but I've heard about that atmosphere. I heard about the Aces, of course, it's in Vegas, but the Liberty shit was hands down one of the best sporting experiences I've been to. It was a good ass game. At first, I thought Liberty was gonna whoop that ass, but the misses came back, but they pulled away. Sabrina is different live.
Knew that was gonna happen.
Sabrina is different live, okay? Like she got wiggle, and she got that clip for real. Like that clip is real in person. I mean, Liberty is just a real ass team in person. Like
at first, she made super like left wing super deep.
Yes, super deep. That was in the first quarter. Matter of fact, what she did, I was like right there, like what she did
on the left side there.
Yeah. The Liberty. They are a tall ass team. They are physical. Like they're opposing. Like only team I really can beat them probably is the damn Aces. But
I rock with Benaja Laney Hamilton.
Yes,
she's such a good like role play. I don't want to call her a role player. That feels disrespectful. She does so much for them.
She can drop 20. She can drop 20 so easily.
It's just everyone else they got such a their starting lineup is stacked.
And everybody can shoot. So everybody can shoot. When I got there, it was like 6:00, and she was still shooting around. So I got to sit there and watch her shoot around, like get her do her thing before she came out. But that team is opposing. Like they are tall, they're long. Stewie is even taller. Like she like walked right in front of me. She tall as hell. Like she's super tall.
John Quill's huge too.
Yes, very. Oh my!
How tall is John Quill?
Tall. You know they played the Mystics, so Shakira Austin. She's 6'5". She's all of 6'5". Shakira Austin.
John Quill's listed 6'6".
Damn.
All of it. If he would have said 6'7", I would have believed it.
I feel like she has like very long legs build, so it seems like she's taller than she is too. Like her torso's smaller, so it seems like she's much higher up.
Man, like it's crazy, and they all can shoot. Like they're very skilled. Like it's but like man, it was very fun. So if y'all ever in New York and the Liberty's in town, I would suggest y'all go. I would suggest doing that. Like I said, I got a TikTok dropping with that.
That's super team number 2, by the way.
Yeah, and old girl, what's her name? From the Sky wasn't even playing. She was hurt.
Cardoso.
No.
Oh,
For the Liberty, she used to play for the Sky.
you said for the Sky.
Van Sloot?
Oh yeah.
Vandersloot.
Yeah, she wasn't even playing on Friday, so that was another piece they wouldn't even have on the court to use, where they just
Sloot getting up there, man.
The Mystics.
She's like 35 now.
Yeah, she is. The Mystics got back in the game because I think the Liberty just started just playing with their food. They started missing free throws, doing shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how. I'm glad because I didn't want to see a blowout. I wanted to see some back and forth. So that was fun. I think the TikTok gonna be crazy. I got some crazy ass footage, all type of shit. So yeah,
drop that shit.
Yeah, I am gonna drop that. And real quick, and I ran into Josh Hart on Saturday. He came to that event. Can't take no pictures because I'm part of the media, so I can't take no pictures. So I just dapped him up. So I'm walking through because you could just come in there. It was just free for the public to come in and watch. So the DJ was like, "Yeah, we got Josh Hart in the building watching yada yada." Then so happened I bumped into him. Like I had a random ass weekend, and like Lance Armstrong competed in this shit that I photographed. Like, yes,
very random.
He was in the. And I'm gonna tell you something. I know he paid this DJ well to say the shit he was saying about him. Like we don't know all the shit about you in the news. You know what I'm saying?
For the France champion.
So, but it was still crazy. Even though I was working it was crazy to watch this athlete that I watched forever had all these Live Strong bands to do this. And for y'all don't know, it was called High Rocks. Basically, it was the World Series of fitness racing. If you're not getting paid to do this, God bless you. I don't know why. Why are you doing it? But it's 8 stations of some extreme. So you got sled pull, sandbag, lunges, all type of shit, kettlebell carries, all type of shit, right? But in between each station, you start off running 2 laps. You go to the first station. You do it. You run out. You got to do another lap around this big ass pier we're on. Then go to station number 2. You do your shit. Go back out. Do another lap. And you got to do 2 laps actually in between each station. 2 laps each time. So you do that. The last station is the fucking lunges with the sand on your back. So you do all this shit. Now you got to go down like this little aisle to finish, and then you got to do 2 more laps to go to the finish line. So
man,
you
it's tough enough getting in my little jump ropes in between my sets.
Listen, and that's why I was so trying to do all this shit with them all day. You got men's, women's, doubles, mixed doubles all day. You got pros and then regular people.
My joints hurt.
A pro broke a record. He did this shit in 58 minutes. I said, "Hey, y'all got this shit, man. If I feel like this, if my body felt like this after just photographing this shit all day, I don't even want to know how their body feel actually doing this. Insane shit, boy. And I got a TikTok dropper with some BTS shit of that. Like, that shit's crazy. Like, it's some strong ass women out here too, by the way. It's some strong ass women. This is strong goddamn women. But that was our weekend. We've been talking for like 15 minutes, and everybody who's new, welcome to Uncommon Commentators podcast. I'm Jay, that's Jonah, that's Zoe. With our NBA Finals preview, we ready. The NBA Finals start Thursday, right? Was that the 6th?
Thursday the 6th.
I think Thursday the 6th. What is that? What time is it? 8 o'clock? It's gonna start, I believe, something like that.
7:30.
7:30? Okay.
7:30.
That's not a bad time. That's not a bad time. So you got 8:30 there, 5:30 on the West Coast. Not a bad time. But y'all excited? No.
I miss basketball right now, so yeah, I'm excited.
I just want no blowouts. You know how it is when you get to any sport. You know how it is when you get to the last hurrah, Super Bowl, NBA Finals, World Series, whatever it is. You never want that shit to be a blowout. And you kind of talked about it, though, last week, how it's a good chance where it could be some blowouts in this series, like a couple of them. And will that change the fact, like, we don't want a blowout where it's like somebody lose by like 35 a couple times. We don't want that.
Yeah, maybe once. There's one of those in this series.
I can give you one because sometimes when you got a team like this, especially like the Celtics, somebody can get hot. You got Derek White, you got Horford, you got Tatum.
They can shoot 60% and shoot 33s and a half.
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Like we've seen this. We've seen it. How many times we've seen the Celtics just blow somebody off the court in the first half?
Shoot on nothing but threes. Just shooting threes.
Nothing but threes and not missing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, we know it can happen. Do we want that shit to happen? No, but we got 7 max games left in the NBA season. We don't want this shit to end in 4, no matter who wins. No matter who wins this shit. But, Jonah, I'm going to start with you. What are you looking for in this series, man, especially in game 1? What you got your eye on?
I mean, I mostly just want to see what Boston throws in terms of defensive coverages at Luka. Because what is the injury report on Porzingis? Have we seen anything? I personally haven't seen like anything.
I thought he was scheduled to play.
Me too. I know that's crazy. I didn't even like check on him before we got on, but he might be.
He was trending back for like the next game in the last series if they kept going. So I thought he was he was on track to play.
I thought
game
he might have
1.
been good. Yeah, I thought he
says he's on track. So I mean, we don't know how good he's gonna look. He hasn't played in like a month, and you're playing the playoffs. It's not easy. Even
he got hurt in the first round, like the second game, right?
Early.
Even if it's 20 minutes he plays, I don't know. I think his impact is going to be huge just for rim protection in this series.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Luka lobs, all of that, offensive rebounds, things that we've seen them do the entire playoffs offensively. But just seeing how they throw multiple options at Luka should be interesting. Because, I mean, I think Derek White might be the ideal guy because he's probably – I mean, even Drew, they're both super strong.
There's so many options.
I think Drew's strength stands out because that's half of the battle with Luka is you can't get – it's just it's hard to find that perfect matchup for Luka where you have the strength and size to deal with him and screen navigation. Like you need 3 high-tier traits to even do anything, but then you need the rest of your unit to be there too. So I just want to see what Boston throws at him. There's always going to be openings because Luka's just on that different level, but I just want to see what Boston kind of game plans up for the most part.
I wonder who they're going to make be the primary. Like this is who it's going to be, and then of course you're going to give that primary defender rest. Like you're going to let him rest, not stay on Luka the whole time because that's just a task in itself. Like, I wonder who the primary you think they would make Drew be the primary?
I think so, because I mean his offensive role, he's off ball as more than he ever has like in his career. I can't remember the last time I've seen Drew. It's such a simplified role on both ends. So I think he can battle that. I mean, if he's just hanging out in the corner, they're comfortable with Tatum, Brown, Derek White will run the point. They could run they could just take some reps away from Drew and be perfectly fine. Like they're built for
that. So many options. Even if it's Drew the primary, which in some cases, I think you're right how you explained it. Drew's going to be chilling on offense for the most part. Jalen and Jason going to be creating, but Jaylen Brown on Tatum in crunch times when you need it, Tatum for a few minutes here and there. There's just so many guys.
Throw some more size at them.
Whatever they need, they can do.
So it sounds like y'all think Boston's gonna be able to control these boys. That's what it sounds like.
I think better than. I don't know. I feel like the Porzingis is the biggest factor because that.
Yeah.
Him on their back line is so much more significant in this series than it was for, just for anything else if they don't have him or if he's not 100%. I mean, I trust Tatum's length and size is going to be good in the help side if he's on the low man or if he's at just pinching down on a drive. But I don't know. I just want to see if they hunt Al Horford because he's the weak link out there.
Even if they start hunting,
I didn't think about that.
I feel like KP is such an upgrade from Luke Cornett in those minutes that you're talking about, those 20 minutes maybe, that even if KP comes out and he's not the same guy offensively, like you said, defensively, help side, he's going to be there. The impact is still going to be there, but the numbers might not.
No, it's not. But I'm with y'all. That I didn't think about Porzingis, how he can affect the game with that length. But I never think about him being down there. But that will matter because you do have like Lively won't be able to just roam. Now, if you have Porzingis out there, he has to. You're bringing out another Mavericks big from out there. It's not like Tatum drives the ball anyway. Now I'm thinking about that. It's not like that even matters. Not even thinking about it. Tatum loves, and real quick, why can't Tatum just shoot the ball? Why he got to do the step back? Why he got to do the side step every time?
That was one of the things that I was looking forward to is Tatum, see how he comes out game one. If he's aggressive and trying to, combat this narrative of riding with the team W's and stuff, even though I think the team is just better than Dallas. But how will he come out? Like you said, will he drive the ball? Because if he remembers he's 6'9" and can get to the rim when he wants to, it could be a wrap. But when he starts doing that side step,
why?
Step back, all that stuff, starts playing with it.
It's tricky because
6 for 17 and pissing people off.
I don't want him to forcefully speed himself up because that's dumb, and he's a good enough passer to not have to do that.
Yeah.
But then there's situations where he takes his time, makes the read, can get a good pass, and then there's times where it's just that. I mean, that's what makes elite players so elite. I mean, it's a reason why it's really hard to do is because you have to decide when to be aggressive and when to be more hesitant. That's why guys like Luka are so good. They know which speed to play at regardless, even though Luka is at a slower pace. He just knows how to position himself on the court. Simple as that. It's a different level though. It's tough for a reason. It's some of the best shit you can do for a reason. But honestly, even if they quote unquote lock up Tatum, something else is going to be open. If he can find Jaylen Brown, get Jaylen Brown going, things like that.
Absolutely,
it's kind of that trade off.
On defense, on offense, it's the other way too. Now you just got KP out there stretching the floor. Even if you turn him into just a shooter for the series and he's playing defense, that still opens up so many options for that team.
It plays to Boston's kind of stylistic thing too of just sometimes it seems like they're kind of playing just everybody eats instead of trying to go to their main guys. I think it might play a little bit better in this series. I don't know, but Dallas's defense has been showing out lately. So
showing out. They've been playing good defense, real good defense.
I want to see the rim pressure. Who's going to drive? I think Jaylen Brown just seems like an X factor this series because when we saw last series when he was great. Yes. I mean, even just getting out in transition and bodying people that are smaller than him. Simple as that.
Yes.
Simple Easy buckets.
Conference MVP.
And that is kind of like some controversy. People was acting like Tatum didn't have a good series or something, but I really don't
Brown
care
just
about
had a better one. It's a 5-game
stat line Gobert.
4-game stretch. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't really
stat line screenshot for likes. You know how it is.
That is true. That's all that shit is for.
Those numbers.
But for me, for this series, Boston is the better team, but I believe Dallas has the best player in the series. And a lot of times, if it's not like a super team, i.e., Warriors, shit like that, I'm gonna go with the team with the better player because I feel like in these moments, Luka just knows he gonna get to his spots. He's gonna get to the free throw line. He gonna get his shot off. Yes, Boston got all shot type of shit to throw at him, all type of shit. But I feel like Dallas really have found something with Kyrie and Luka, like Jonah said, and this defense doing what they're doing. Where to the point, I think Dallas is playing so well to the point that Boston always playing with their fucking food all the time, and you can't do that with Dallas. Like, you play with your food with Indiana. Indiana just play with their shit more. You play with your food. So you play with your food sometimes with Cleveland. They just end up being hurt. You know what I'm saying? You play with your food against the Heat. They just had Jimmy Butler, and they still end up with a win on your floor.
Like, I just want to see what happens with Boston if Dallas comes out, punches them in the mouth in game one, gets up 1-0. Like, what does Boston start to look like from there on? Or if they go up 2-1, if they're trailing in the series, at what point? What do we see from them?
That's what we need to see, because even though Boston was playing with their food all playoffs, they still had the lead in the series. It was like,
is this Boston's first real test the whole postseason? Like you were talking about.
Yeah.
It was the easiest one, but some people were talking about, oh no, the Pacers did push them. I'm with you. I think it was a cakewalk.
Man,
we barely talked about them all playoffs because it was too easy.
Let me ask you
just
this.
making sure we're on the same page.
Was there ever any point in the playoffs against the Heat, against the Cavs, against the Pacers that you was like, yo, I think Boston gonna lose this series?
Not
series,
never.
Never.
You never thought that. Yeah, you might think about a game or two because shit happens. Like we said, Boston can do that. But there was never any point, even when it was 1-1 in the first round, I never thought the Heat was gonna beat Boston. Like, I never thought that. Cleveland, no. Definitely not with Indiana. Indiana had a great chance. We almost got what Jonah was looking for in game one. Indiana played with their shit more. Like, they just fumbled this shit even more than Boston. They didn't want that shit. So, fumbled so bad. Like, Indiana woke up that next morning like, yo, we're really down 1-0 where we could have been up.
Carlisle was sick.
Yeah, sick. So, that's probably one of his worst coaching performances ever. Hands down. But I really think, like, I'm with you, Jonah. I want to see Dallas come out and take this game one. How you gonna respond?
So you guys think Kyrie come out and have a big game one back in the Garden?
I don't want him to rush it. I want that shit to flow into him. I don't want him to go out there trying to prove a point.
We haven't really had like the forced Kyrie yet, though. Especially in the Wolves series. Like, his scoring came in those bunches. It'd be like eight straight points for just him. Mm-hmm. Then he just kind of go back to it. Like, it was never really forcing the hand. I mean, I don't think you can take Luka out of a game. Yeah. I mean, maybe if he's having a down game and Boston throws the right coverage at him, they can fluster him enough to make Kyrie get in that mode a little bit more.
Yeah.
But he's going to need to – I just want to see what the differentiation between their stars and their role players, because – I don't know. I'm worried about the role players this series because
for Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas. I want to see what PJ Washington shooter wise we get. Boston's gonna close out so much better than the Wolves were.
No, they are. You making great points.
Derek
Jones Jr. He's still. I think he's having a great year. He's offering a lot of defensive upside for them. His shooting numbers were better. You're starting to see like some wrinkles of where Luka just makes him a better player, which is, I mean, that's with a lot of these players. That's just how basketball works.
Yeah.
But like Derek Jones, when he has to go off the dribble, what does he do? If it's not a dunk, if it's not a wide open dunk,
if it's not a 2 dribbles and I'm at the cup, he's kicking.
Like, he had a couple wraparound passes to the center, but those were like 2v1s. Like, pretty open driving lanes. So I just want to see like if they aggressively attack him on these. I mean, same with Josh Green, same with Dante Exum. You can go down the list. Jaden Hardy was probably their most comfortable.
Jaden Hardy,
surprisingly.
I was glad Hardy got those minutes during the season.
Oh yeah,
it was paying off for him.
It definitely paid off.
Took over the Tim Hardaway Jr. minutes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Not that Tim was doing too great to end the year, but
Timmy gonna have one of them games in series. Watch.
I said it before. If Timmy's hitting a 3 or 2, you never know.
Timmy gonna have one of them games where he gonna hit like 4 or 5 threes.
Well, if he's not making his threes, he is not playing.
He is not playing whatsoever.
You do not serve any other purpose.
No, at all. Like, man, I used to be so high on Timmy Jr. Like, I thought he was gonna be I thought he was gonna be such a better role player, but I guess he always was hurt. He always hurt.
He's like 30 now too. I feel like he's
Timmy Jr. 30 years old now.
Yeah.
Shit, he was playing. Was that pre-Trey Burke?
Damn. Trey Burke, what a name he was.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is 32 years old.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is 32.
Damn, he is. Yeah.
I'm not gonna call that man old because I'm older than him, but you know what I'm saying. Like, I cannot believe. Wow, he is. Man, I used to be so high on him, man. I always thought he's gonna be such a better role player than what he has turned into.
He had some solid seasons.
He has had some solid seasons.
He had some like 20 points per game. I think in New York he had one.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 20 a game.
He averaged 18 a game in 18-19.
Yo, I thought his highs was like 15, 16. I swear, I promise you. I never thought it was that much close to 20. That's crazy. I had no idea. Wow. Well,
specialists in the playoffs is tough.
Yeah,
if you're not offering anything else and one other thing.
Ain't playing no defense. If you're not making no corner shots, you got to be doing something. So the bench is definitely something to look after. So it's like, okay, I'll put it like this. Now, I'm gonna ask you this: if you had to pick coaching staff, who you going with?
I'm rocking with Dallas.
I feel like I'm rocking with Dallas. Yeah, Jason Kidd.
Hey, can we please give Jason Kidd his credit, his flower? Now I want to say flowers, but his credit as a coach. He got so much bad. He got an extension
halfway through this playoff series.
Yeah, like,
and it looked a little premature, and now
man,
they did the right thing for sure.
They're doing a good thing over there, man. But I'm gonna lean with Dallas too, man. I'm gonna lean with that, even though Boston with 64-18. Yo, I didn't realize it was 64-18. Yo, they didn't lose 20 games.
The East was. It's the East.
Man, don't y'all ever talk about LeBron East time ever again. Don't you ever talk about that shit again. 64-18. They had to make the finals right now. It's gonna get spooky if they lose. But hold on, we ain't gonna get there yet.
Well, let's.
So you going with who you going with? Dallas or Boston coaching staff?
I'm going with Dallas. Jason Kidd, like you talked about today. I think Jonah, you got him in last week. Mentioned it. He's been doing a great job, and it's paying off for him. It's paying off for them. You kind of forget. Yeah, you kind of forget sometimes when there's a lot of roster shakeups and stuff. But once things started to click, these guys get some time together. You never know. They got hot at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like let Luka run things offensively, let things flow off him, allow him to make all those reads, and then figure out the defensive stuff. Like Luka's gonna raise the floor of everyone else that's on the court with him, but on defense, like they've obviously upgraded, but like they don't have. When you look at them on paper, you wouldn't think like, oh, this could be an elite defensive team, but like they've been doing that all playoffs. Yeah, that's the thing for me.
I never think that
their third player is really just a committee of still 2 to 3, maybe even 4 guys.
Yeah,
all it took was some size.
Yeah, they don't have a bona fide third.
Exactly. It's whoever's hot that night. Yeah, whoever's hot that night. So,
but you think
Jason
about
Kidd, his
that's how the Cleveland team was built with Bron and Kyrie. It was like, I mean, you had Kevin Love.
No, they got Kevin.
Yeah, never mind. It wasn't the same.
Nah.
Even though Kyrie and Luka, they give you that kind of that duo type of shit. So, but
what time is it? Yo, this might be the longest it took for you to get to a LeBron Cavs Lakers reference. It's pretty good. It's like 45, 40 minutes.
Hey,
but
you can't help but do that when you got Luka and listen, man, I'm gonna miss that dude. I'm gonna miss that dude, bro, man. I'm gonna miss that dude, man.
Yo, Jason Kidd took his point guard Hall of Fame knowledge and he passed it on to Luka and Kyrie, and they put some good people around, and that's just a good recipe. Even if it's
people
not this year,
Jason Kidd, like people was trying him to get fired last year.
I feel like that's always gonna happen when Luka wasn't, making a deep run. But
hey, y'all think about how last season ended. They lost like the last 3 games, right? Last 2 games of the season.
They tanked on purpose. They tanked to end the season on purpose.
Yeah, so
and they got lively.
Yeah, they got lively. Luka was mad, but I think it's like one of them things. Think about what if they just said fuck it and traded Luka, traded Kyrie. after that shit happened? What if they just panic? You know, like some franchises just panic because they hear shit going on and they start just doing dumb shit. Shout out to
There would
Mark
need some
Cuban
crazy shit to be going down if they did that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But even shout out Mark Cuban, even pulling the trigger last year, even going to get Kyrie, pulling the trigger, going to get PJ Washington and Gafford.
Yo, that deal for Kyrie, looking back on it, what the fuck was Brooklyn thinking?
We need to teleport ourselves back into the context of the situation.
I know,
because in the moment,
I know
that is something that could get you fired.
Yeah.
Even for Dallas.
Yes.
So bad.
Think about it. Think about how like it was so random. It was the middle of I would never forget that day. It was the middle of the day. And out of nowhere, all of us got in the group chat like, what the fuck? Kyrie to Dallas?
I look more in the Nets perspective. I look more at all the other moves than I do the Kyrie one. I think the Kyrie one is more of a result than from everything else.
Yeah, or lack of moves also.
The Nets since they went to Brooklyn has made some of the worst trades I've ever seen.
Have built some solid franchises.
The trade they built the Celtics. Shit, you seriously, you built the Celtics.
They gifted them Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
Yes, like
to a team that was already pretty good.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like why would you? They wouldn't.
The Celtics had like one down year when Isaiah Thomas was cooked when his hip was injured, and they still probably won like 35 games, and then they just ramped it back up.
Yes, Brooklyn just been trading away shit. Then you do the trade. Well, you got Kyrie. Do the trade with KD, and now I think about to trade some more. So Brooklyn just been trading shit away. And looking back at it last year, it was still weird that Mark Cuban did it, but he had a plan. Hey,
shout out Nico Harrison. This man was working at Nike, and they said, "You're going to turn into a GM," and he's done a great job.
Yeah.
It was a weird thing when it happened because he was working at Nike for like 15 years, and no basketball experience. And they threw him into a GM role.
I don't know about y'all. Did y'all hear a lot of rumblings about that? I don't think I saw a bunch of like backlash of Dallas even doing that.
I think it was just more I mean, I don't feel like you don't see as much news about like GM hirings.
Yeah, I feel like that's a Jonah thing. He was just deep in the trenches.
It's more of like it's more of a reactionary thing to when the moves aren't made. You have a guy to blame because it's the hot. I don't know, and we never know with trades too who is actually responsible because there's like 20 guys in front offices. It's a group effort, but I don't know. It's interesting to see the routes there.
Yeah, Dallas and just in general, they've done a great job just from coaching and front office on down. But what was we were talking about which coaching staff we took. So all three of us took Dallas basically at this point. So starting lineup. Dallas, who is it? You got Luka, Kyrie, Lively, right?
Well, Gafford's been starting.
Gafford was starting.
Oh, Gafford.
They split minutes, so pretty much.
But
I think Lively's a lot better.
Hey, I'd rather start Lively.
Who else is starting?
Can actually make a pass on the short roll.
Luka, Lively.
It's been Gafford all playoffs.
Gafford.
PJ.
PJ Jones Jr. So you got Dallas. You got Boston. You got JB, Tatum, Horford, Drew, and Derek White. White. That's who it is, right? So
is Porzingis starting? Is he throwing in the starting lineup right away?
He is coming back. Nah.
Honestly,
right?
It wouldn't surprise me if they played him 20 minutes off. I just want to see what the minute. I don't care if he starts or not. I more want to see what the minutes he's playing are.
I'm playing him in that second unit. Like,
give him
it's
20,
basically
25 minutes.
Your rehab right now. You've been playing
even if it's a 4 minutes on to start and then you stagger him after something like that.
That's fine.
We'll see.
But who y'all got? Zoe, what start lineup you going with for this matchup?
Starting lineup, I got the Boston Celtics. Just well-rounded. Everybody can step out. Everybody can defend. Everybody can create something. Even Horford.
Everybody.
Horford's 38.
Yeah,
He will
every
unload
time.
the clip.
Still will give you some buckets. So
He will shoot
time.
every
So,
open shot he gets. And I respect it.
I used to talk
respect
so
that
much
shit
shit because he
you're
kept
you're
getting
not gonna get the
paid.
ball back all the time. He's not getting
If
the
you're
ball
throwing
back
in the
every time.
Porzingis role, you better shoot your pick and pops. You're gonna be
Shoot
open.
that shit. You
Let
gonna
it
be
fly.
wide open, my boy.
He
will
just
be
turned
open.
38, by the way.
Man,
I
let that shit
believe.
go,
Yeah,
man.
38 yesterday.
Keep getting them checks, my boy. Keep getting them checks, please.
I thought he was finessing people, but I see it. I do.
38 today.
He is.
Oh, today.
Oh,
Shit,
wow. Shout out. Shout him out.
They've been so
That's
long.
crazy.
I thought it was yesterday. Shit.
What a career since the Philly year.
Yo,
yeah, what?
The Philly year. Forget about that shit. I think about from Boston to OKC back to Boston, but yeah, that was in there.
I definitely forgot
when Philly brought him in because he was the Embiid stopper, so they brought him into the. I mean, it wasn't the cart. You know, that's jokes, but
that was goofy.
It still was weird.
It was like that was really weird. I wonder how much he's made in his career. What do you think? 20 million?
Brooke Lopez type career where he's just.
He has made $270 million. Damn. And he's still under contract next year for 10 more million.
So he's gonna finish his career 300 plus. He's been a role player. He's been a role player for like majority of his career. Look at that.
I mean, he had a couple All-Stars with the Hawks.
Couple All-Stars, but when you look at it,
maybe with Boston, but I don't think so.
Man, I think with Atlanta, he had an All-Star with Atlanta with the Hawks.
Yeah, I know.
5-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA.
Yeah, can I call him a role player? Oh, majority of the time, yeah, he played with
for the second half of his career.
Yeah, early on. Yeah. What's the numbers early on? Like young Al Horford in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, he averaged 14 a game.
Look at this shit.
He was an All-Star twice, 3 times.
20 a game. He never averaged 20 a game with the Hawks.
Most he averaged in a season was 17 and a half when he was 26. 12-13 season.
Role player.
Hell of a
career.
But he was making like 30 M's a year once.
Yeah, 35 I think now, right? He's still making 35 a year?
He was, but I think his new contracts, they found
he's only making 10 this year.
Yeah, they got his ass now, but
but still, think about
he had a couple extensions and
almost 300 million. You still he still got some type. I know he was smart with his money. Shout out to Al Horford, man. Keep getting them checks. But Jonah, what starting lineup you going with?
It's got to be Boston. They're just more well-rounded.
Clean sweep again. Yeah, I think it's a clean sweep here.
I trust them all together. Even with Horford in there, I still think you give them the nod.
Yeah.
It's it's been the strongest starting lineup in basketball all year, so it's kind of unfair to Dallas with this conversation because
it is.
On paper, it's
have they been the best starting lineup the last 2 years?
Probably. I can't even think back to what starting lineups were last year, but I know for this year, for sure. I mean, when they made those trades, it's one of I give them their credit because I feel like you see those trades in the off season. You get the notification it's summertime. You have nothing else to talk about. You say, oh, this team's going to be loaded next year. Look at the starting lineup. They did it. They got it done. Like rarely, it doesn't always go. It always go that way. And people forget those conversations because the summer just gets thrown out the window.
No, facts. You ain't lying. No, they definitely did that shit. They said what they was going to do, and they did it. Must be nice that your favorite team say they're going to do some shit, and they go do that shit to the team.
Brad Stevens.
I was just about to say it. Brad fucking Stevens.
He knows what he's doing, man.
Stevens. He's like the Theo of NBA, and he's in a Boston team. Ain't that some shit?
He just casually slid into the front office and
just
got better.
Yeah, he's like, better. Okay, took this playoff team. Now we're bad. I'm gonna just lose upward. What do they call it? Losing upward or some shit.
Yeah, I know.
Failing up. He failed up.
Yeah, failing up. Yeah. Failing up. That's what they were saying. But yeah, it's a clean sweep. I'm going with y'all too, with the Boston lineup. I mean, easily. Jonah, how about? I think I already know where you're going with this. With the bench, You going with Boston or you going with
I
Dallas?
think the thing with Boston is their rotation looks so much different when Porzingis is in there. When they don't have to play Cornet, when they don't have to play who they've been rocking with. Last series they played O'Shea Brissett. Hauser is pretty much a staple. I mean, he shot terribly last series to where they kind of toggled other things, but like they hit the O'Shea Brissett button one game, they hit the Xavier Tillman button one game, they hit the Cornet button. Like, I think those are all for where they are in the rotation. That's kind of what you expect. They're good for the regular season, but when you have to like toggle between one of those or cutting that off and just running with Pritchard, Hauser, and that being it, with that 3-man bench instead of the 2-man bench when you plug Porzingis in is such a big deal for Boston, it seems.
Yeah, Tillman minutes.
My man Jonah be having the homework. Listen, hold on real quick. If y'all don't follow Jonah on Twitter, please follow him. Jonah, I don't know how to, what's your at, Jonah? How you say your at?
Huncho_J-Man.
Please go follow. That man be breaking down shit to the T, man.
Had Larry Nance quote tweet me the other day. That was very random.
Damn, for real? I didn't have no idea. Hey, you be
very random.
Crazy. No, you be breaking shit down the way you be explaining shit. Like, you're really good with how you explain shit with your words and breaking down videos. But shout out.
Follow me, not the nonsense.
Not the nonsense. But so who you going with for the my fault, Jonah? Are you done with your thoughts? Man, my fault, man. I just cut you off, bro.
I mean,
Don't let me do that.
I think I feel more steady about Boston, but Dallas, like toggling between those options, I think is more interesting because, like, we saw the Jaden Hardy minutes last series and those popped. He was looking good as a facilitator. He was hitting open threes. His drives are good. That was kind of like his thing. He was getting to the rim, which might be easier if Horford's a primary rim protector. And then with the rest of the unit, I mean, Lively's going to do his thing.
Yeah,
his role is very simple.
All over the place. Yeah, he knows.
It's very simple.
What he's supposed to do. Yeah, he knows.
He will.
Like, this is my role.
Making the extra pass is huge for him. It's such a big upgrade over what Gafford does. Gafford kind of panics when he gets the ball in the roll. Lively just catches, passes.
Yeah.
If it's open,
Gafford does not want the ball.
Lively was hitting. Lively had like a Euro finish last game off the drive too. Like, he's just doing shit 20-year-old bigs should not be doing.
Rookie bigs.
Especially from where he was at Duke last year offensively.
Yeah.
It's just kind of nuts. But Josh Green, I have no trust in him. He's just like a hustle. His redeeming thing is effort. Like, honestly, I think his effort is the best thing he brings to the table. He shows flashes of like, hey, that was a cool pass. But he is going to be running. I think he had he was like top 5 in average fastest speed on the court at all times. There's some weird ass stat, and that tracks very well.
Sport science stat you just gave.
Right? Yeah, weird NBA miscellaneous tracking stat. But I think Hardy and Lively are probably my keys there. I don't know. I think, honestly, thinking about it, I think it might lean Dallas just because of Lively alone. But
I do like that. Okay.
Boston, you're not looking at them for their bench.
Yeah. Like y'all said, a young big, especially a rookie big, doesn't usually have this impact like defensively, like he's doing, like rebounding, defense, hustle, doing his role.
We got him, Chet, and Wemby.
Yes.
Defensive bigs looking comfortable. It's crazy.
Come on, man. Like, what? Like, are y'all like? And we would talk about them more if it wasn't for Wemby. Like, Lively, we would talk about more if it wasn't for Wemby. Wemby is just, we already know who he is. He's gonna have his own segment next season for sure.
If he keeps it up, he will be setting Defensive Player of the Year award records.
Oh, absolutely.
So I didn't feel bad about him losing this year. You will get your like 5+ if you keep it up.
At least.
Absolutely.
Couple of VPs.
No, that's
you might break that shit too.
You won't be. It's going to be hard not to vote him if he has these type of numbers and get better. Like he's only not even playing full minutes really yet, so it's only going to get worse there. But I'm with you, Jonah. Lively does change that if he's healthy on his head and everything. Don't be rushing him out there. Stop hitting his head. How you keep getting his head hit?
I don't think he shouldn't have. I don't think he should have even played the last game against the Wolves. But at least he's got a good week to rest.
Yeah, good.
Get your head straight.
Dallas, I mean, handling business for their rest, because you don't want to keep prolonging that, and you got somebody with a head injury, and you got to keep playing. You don't know how to keep,
especially while Boston's just chilling at
the crib. So, man, I didn't think about that, but I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna lean Dallas because of Lively. I'm gonna lean that way, but I still think Boston is the better team. It can still shape out that way as overall being the better team, but I'm gonna go with you there. Now,
I got Boston. Hold on.
Did you pick all yours already?
No, not the bench.
You didn't? Oh, my fault, man. I'm about to skip all over your ass, man. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. My fault. But you got Boston.
I thought Al Horford's birthday was yesterday, so I feel you.
I didn't know this man was even birthday was in June. I didn't know none
Every
of that.
day's Al Horford's birthday. He's having a great year.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rock with Boston's with Boston's bench. Pritchard, I expect Hauser to be more reliable. Porzingis, even that 3-man lineup, if you're rocking to those for a few minutes, like we were talking about, like Jonah said, you're not looking
especially
at
if it's mixed in with the starters.
Exactly. Like those guys just seem more reliable than Lively. What you're going to get from, Josh Green, Exum, especially Hardy. Although he did play well, you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to go with the reliable guys. Keep it steady. Even though Porzingis is coming off that injury, him in those backup minutes, like you said, 15, 20, ease him into it. That's a better look to me than those guys over at Dallas.
And Al will look better. If they do start him, Al will look better when he's not as relied on too.
Yep.
Porzingis is the one that can change it all. Like if he is healthy, like he just really changes that bench. He gonna change that starting line. Wherever they're gonna put him, he changes everything. So, but I'm gonna stay with you, Zoe. Who the best player in this series going into this series?
You said it earlier. Luka Doncic is the best player.
Yes.
What do you say for his career? 28 or 29, 8-8, and in this playoffs.
I think he's like 33, 9-9. So basically, it's like 34, 10 and 10.
And even if you went back to January, he was putting up 33 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best player. I know Tatum is one of my guys, and I'm a Duke guy, and I'll ride for him. But when you see what Luka's doing, what he's capable of, the rebounds, the assists.
Like we still haven't seen. It's like we still haven't seen. Like I feel like we've seen everybody else. We've seen Kyrie just go crazy, like have those moments. Not saying Tatum has not played bad, but it's like. But I guess it goes back into what Jonah was talking about earlier, that we haven't seen Boston be in a stressful situation to the point where you need Tatum to be special. So hopefully we get that this series, that we need Tatum.
I would love to see some superstar
back and
Tatum.
forth between Tatum, like Tatum and Luka going crazy. Like a little, give us like a minute of them two just going nuts at one point in the series, like Tatum going crazy, making baskets, Luka going back and forth. We need that. Like it's Tatum's time. Like you're not hurt. You're gonna be well rested come Thursday. You got the home court advantage. It's in your city. You ain't got to leave. You've been at home chilling. It's time. So, but I still got Luka being the best player in the series because he's been showing that in these playoffs. Coming into this, he's the best player for me. I already said that earlier. So I ain't got to keep going forward on that. So Jonah, who you got for the best player going into this series?
I mean, it's pretty simple. Luka's just you can't do.
Jonah is black and white. Listen,
you can't stop him.
Point. You cannot.
There's always going to be, theoretically, with every star player, every superstar, there's always going to be an opening with how they're defended, and Luka can exploit that every time.
Yep.
No other player. I don't think any other player in the league can do it, because you look at like Luka's pull-up shooting ability puts him in that tier above Jokic when it comes to that. Like he's a better. It's one of those annoying ass players where you get it seems like they're better when you contest them even more.
Yes.
Shit like that.
Yes. How many times we see Luka in the last series with a hand in his face? Make it.
Every time. Like,
what are you supposed to do? And
his step back is his most comfortable shot, it seems like.
Which is like you heard like Jamal Crawford was talking about it. He did that one legger. Like, how are you behind the three? Like, how are you doing that? And he's so comfortable. Like, he looks locked in. He looks like he's in shape. I've always been vocal about his weight. I've never been like, I'm not fat shaming, but the man never cared.
Nah. I feel like he could still be in better shape.
Oh, he definitely could be in better shape.
It's the same thing with Harden, where he kind of plays himself into shape. Like, start of the year can be a little shaky, but like you come mid-season, he's looking primed.
Luka looks good. He looks good. He looks locked in. He looks really locked in.
He doesn't look as injured as I thought he was.
No,
seeming to be in those games, but
his pace of play definitely helps him with that.
Yeah,
because if he could be battling anything, and he can just cruise along.
I'm gonna go to the post for the second quarter.
It's not like his step backs are too dramatic too. It's just a slight little.
He gets it off. No matter how tall you are, he gets it off. So, and Luka's special, man. I've been on record. I had my moment early this year, like really questioning him, and then the rest is history. Like Luka is really, and like you said, Zoe, he could definitely be in better shape. And like you said, Jonah, he played himself into it, but he locked in, and it looks like he's even kind of active on defense. Like he ain't locking you down, but he's playing passing lanes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
If he's on someone. It might be trickier with Boston because they have more guys that can attack off the dribble. But, like, against your average NBA team, he's going to be able to slide his feet and get in front. Like, he had a possession against Mike Conley where he just moved his feet, beat him to the spot. If it's late in the shot clock, you're going to force something chaotic. Either a kick, even if you're just forcing him to swing the ball, that's a win for you.
Yeah, Luka has that 3 to 4 second burst of energy when he needs to. Definitely.
He does. No, absolutely. No,
because he be chilling the rest of the 18 seconds.
No, standing there directing. He be delegating, standing over in the top of in the corner, by a little hash. So he be delegating. But man,
I think it just shows how much Dallas need a rim protector. Because if there's a second line of defense for him, I mean, we saw it against Ant too. Like with Ant too, the Wolves had their issues with attacking mismatches, but every time Luka was there, you get a blow by. Here's Josh Green. Here's Derek Jones in help side. Then there's a big also behind you. Like their little second line, third lines of defense in that series, especially.
Yeah, no more Dwight Powell at the rim. Like they got.
I was watching. When you watch him and be like, "This is their starting center for 3 years," it's crazy. I mean, I was watching Ant film today because I was just making a little compilation, and I was going through a Dallas Wolves game. I think it was December. Grant Williams was at the 5. Like
Grant Williams,
6'7". Grant Williams was at the 5.
He was on the Mavericks.
Even if they go small and PJ's their guy, that's why I just think the like Jason Kidd defensive thing. All these guys know how to like help properly. The timing's there. It's just them as a unit, as a defensive unit is so huge to where it makes it doesn't make Luka look as much of a liability, even when he's like there was some really bad defensive games in the Wolves series where he would be trailing nowhere close to Mike Conley on some of these pick and rolls, like at the 3-point line while Mike Conley's in the paint.
Yo, as soon as he gets touched by a screen, he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Plays dead for Luka.
But if they can find ways to just get around it, I mean, even if they switch him onto like Al Horford, force Al Horford to beat a switch or something, it'll be tricky if it's Porzingis, because Porzingis this year was, I think, one of the best players in the league at like post-ups on mismatches or something. But another reason why Porzingis is important, I don't know. It's just nice that you don't have to worry about him being as much of a liability. And I don't know if he's like league average, but for what his role is, you don't need that much for where he is right now. He's just he's big. That helps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Use your length a little bit. MPJ school of use your length a little bit so you're not terrible defensively.
That's it. Use your length, man. That's why you have them. Use it.
Stick your arms out.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you gotta do. What the fuck? Like, that's it. Defense is just effort. Like, why you not? Like, just give it a little bit.
That's half it. Is the offensive role is so much for him. I kind of understand it sometimes.
No, yeah, I get it. Offensive
Honestly,
side is so much more fun. But defense, you got to want to do that. You gotta have to want to wreak havoc out there. You got to want to get on people's nerves. You know what I'm saying? You have to want to do that. So all game, that's one thing, and that takes a lot of energy to do that.
You don't know what possession is going to be too. You might take one possession off. That could be a possession they're attacking you.
Yes.
It's tough.
Right, exactly. It's tough. You don't never know. You think, oh, this is the time I can sit back. As soon as you think you're going to sit back, here they come. So, yeah, Luka's definitely the best player in this in this series, going into the series for sure. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to touch on this series? Man, y'all got any bold ass take about the series? I know, Zoe, I know you got something for me.
I don't have any bold takes, but I wanted to know what you guys thought about any underlying storylines with Kyrie returning to Boston or KP going back to Dallas. Because I heard like people in Dallas hated Porzingis down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
We're not. I'm trying to figure it out. I was like, he didn't play that damn bad, did he? I know he got shipped
Jonah,
out.
What you get? Jonah, you be hearing shit. What you see?
It's just interesting to see. I thought it's been interesting to see Porzingis is just like general perspective throughout his career, because it didn't work out in Dallas. Kind of an ugly breakup. Got traded for Bertans and Dinwiddie in like a second. It was pretty much a contract dump. And then he was great in Washington, and people still wrote him off because of the Dallas priors and the fact that he was on a bad team. And then you put him back on a good team with a good fit, and he can be good again. So it's like, I just think it's as simple as it didn't work out in Dallas. Like, I don't think there's fans are going to be angry about it. Because that's how it goes.
Wasn't a number 2. Yeah. Maybe he's really. I don't think 4.
It's really. Yeah, don't think it's. I can't think of really too many big storylines. I guess. I mean, I've seen shit like call it the legacy series, but I guess it could be for Luka or Tatum. Like, especially Tatum, since this is gonna be his second time in 3 years going to the finals. I know it's gonna be. I know the conversation is gonna be outrageous. It's gonna, you know how it is. It's never gonna be anything logical. I mean, from some people, but if Dallas do win this, it's gonna be so many people throwing dirt on Tatum. Like, it's gonna be.
Even if they win,
he has to play good regardless, win or lose.
He has a soft spot for me because.
Me too.
As someone who has seen Cat get all this shit for even when he does good, like, I mean, it's the same way that a lot of the media views players when they do the good things. It's gonna be like like the bad stuff's always gonna be allowed with these players. Simple as that. When Tatum has a good game, you're not gonna see price for Tatum. When he does bad, you're gonna see he can win. They could sweep the series, and people are gonna like say they sweep the series. Tatum averages 22. They could say he was supposed to average more.
They're gonna drag that man if he averages 22.
Tear his ass apart.
Someone out there,
even if he's
is gonna say some shit.
Let me tell you something. If Tatum still, if Tatum only averaged 22 points this series, they're gonna rip him a new ass. Okay.
He could score all his 22 in the fourth quarter and hit 4-game winners, and people still post a screenshot of his box score.
His first half stats. Where was
box score
Mhm.
merchants?
Why didn't he doesn't show up?
You know, that's the era we're in. Box score merchants, man. That's all people look at is box scores. Like
the playoffs is the worst time to do it too. There's so much shit going down.
There's so much happening in the playoffs, but I do think win or lose, I think I said it last week. Win or lose, Tatum has to play good.
Has to.
People are still gonna talk crazy about him. Boston lose, but if he plays well, I'm talking about like now. I ain't talking about like garbage stats. I'm talking about he had important stats and important moments, but they just end up losing. That's okay for me. I know it's not gonna be like that for.
He might have like 15 hockey assists, and you're not gonna see it on the stat sheet. It could be good playmaking, good process, passing out of doubles, things like that. You're never going to see that in the stat sheet.
Hey, watch game one. Tatum didn't take a shot the last 4 minutes. Where the fuck was he? Maybe it just wasn't a good.
You know, it's more so a lot of dudes.
And they win though.
Him being, for one, he went to Duke, and he's part of Boston, so he's not. So that's being part of Boston in general is just gonna change everything. But
is Kyrie coming back with the Sage?
I don't really have no storyline. I don't think it's really a big thing with Kyrie going back. It's been so long. It's not like I feel like if Kyrie left Boston, the first team he went back against them in the finals or something like that. I guess that'd been cool. Like, because the
that's what someone say. It was like the Kyrie Boston was like the most tame breakup in Kyrie's saga.
Yeah, like it's not really that big of a deal to me. Like I don't think it's.
He said on a microphone he was gonna plan on re-signing, and that was probably the worst thing he did.
Yeah, I mean, and guess what, man? He was still young. Everybody fuck up. He just fuck. A lot of time, young players fuck up just in front of everybody because they famous. We all fuck up when we young. Still fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
still,
it's a bad one. You shouldn't have said it. You should have said that shit. But do Boston? I mean, I know it's Boston, but they still hate Kyrie.
They have the shirts up.
So. Yeah, this is gonna be. I would like to see him go.
Fans are crazy, man.
Yo, I need a one-way ticket to Boston and a cricket machine so I can make some T-shirts. It's a wrap.
Free money glitch.
I'm making this month's rent.
We got
next month's rent.
We got machines over here. We got you.
Let's go.
We got you. Go over. I ain't going to Boston though, man.
I'll go to Texas. We can go to Texas. Go to Dallas.
We go to Texas. We can go to Texas, even though it ain't Houston. We go to Texas. We can go do that. I forgot what I was going to say, man. We just went off talking about fuck Boston. What the fuck was we saying? What was we talking about? Help me out.
I just want to see what the atmospheres look like.
Oh, the atmosphere is going to be crazy. But the one thing I do hate, man, we had all this production for the in-season tournament, which I'm okay with because I'm a soccer fan, so I know how this shit goes. You had all this shit on the floor, all this shit on the court for in-season tournament. Everybody know in the world, if you're at a bar, what is happening in the NBA? Come Thursday, if someone's at the bar that don't watch hoops like that, they are not going to know this is the NBA Finals. If it's quiet,
sometimes I wonder because, like, I don't know.
Why don't we have stuff on the floor?
Oh, on the floor.
You see
what I'm saying? I thought you were talking about marketing, period.
No. Why don't we have stuff on the floor? Why don't we have NBA Finals no more? Like
money.
This is what I'm saying. You knew the in-season tournament, if you was at the bar, if you one of those bars where they can't have the sound on, you look at the TV and you like, yeah, what the fuck is going on in the NBA? So now your attention's there. Now come Thursday, you go to the bar, you go to one of them bars that can't have the sound on, you look at the game, you don't know if it's a replay from January or if it's the NBA Finals because it looks the damn same. The floor.
You got the little patch.
Like, wow, I don't understand.
Little patch over.
Is the patch still there? I don't even know if the patches are still there anymore.
I don't know, honestly.
Like you didn't know if it was you didn't know if it was the conference finals. Like, come on, NBA. You know what this reminds me of? How they doing all this construction everywhere where everything looked the same. Wendy's, Taco Bells and shit. Everything looking all modern, just clean looking. Like, why can't we get the big ass trophy on the floor or the NBA Finals logos on the floor? Like, am I wrong? Am I showing my age? Am I being the old guy? Am I being the old guy? Am I being the old guy on the pile right now?
When was the last time they did it? Is my question.
That's so they did like the graphics like on the TV. They did that, and I think like last year they had like it said NBA playoffs under the bench, like on the sideline, like nothing really on the court.
I like the cursive font they used to do.
Yeah, like the cursive font.
The trophy in the middle, like you said.
That's the last time they actually had shit on the court. Was it 2010, 2011? Because I don't think the Heat in OKC had anything on their floor in 2012, did they? Or 2011? I don't think the Heat in the Spurs. I don't know.
I'm thinking back to like Boston, Lakers, and I know they had it then.
Boston. I know Lakers, Magic had it. I think Lakers, Boston had it in 2010. They for sure had it in 2008.
Get ready to see 80 different YouTube TV ads. One on the stanchion, one on the baseline. You're gonna have one at the bench on this side. You're gonna have another one on the bench on this side.
Right.
You're gonna have one in between the 3-point line and the paint on the right wing. And you have another one up top. Maybe one at the half court on the left. Maybe
it's the NBA Finals presented by YouTube TV. That's why.
Google picks one out there, maybe.
Well, how I can forget about some shit like that? It just looks boring. Everything is just clean, modern looking, like
money.
Like everything just looks the same. You go to Boston, it looks the same. Only reason you know it's different because it says Boston. You go to Dallas, you just know it's because it's in Dallas. Like it's nothing to make us know this is an important time going on in the NBA. We don't. Casual fans don't know it's the NBA Finals going on Thursday. If they just turn on the TV, maybe because if you actually see it say NBA Finals first, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being the old guy on the pod. I just like that type of shit, man. I feel like you had 31 courts because Dallas court was fucked up, so they never had their in-season tournament court, but 31 courts. Or 30 courts.
I mean, it's the same thing with the lack of designs in the jerseys. Like, it's kind of lazy with it.
Lazy.
And like Jonah said, the money.
Jerseys.
They can put.
I don't give a fuck about all them damn Nike Connect jerseys. Them jerseys.
Wells Fargo is gonna pay to put their graphic on there for a quarter, so it's better than the NBA trophy.
I guess so.
To them.
Maybe I'm being an old guy. That's all I got to say about the NBA. But I've been really been talking about the floor shit for a long time. I've seen other people do the same thing. It was just the NBA Finals. You just felt it like it's all this, and now honestly, no one's really even talking about the finals that much because of what the bullshit happened in the WNBA on Saturday. They still talking about that shit going into Tuesday. It's Wednesday somewhere.
Our break wasn't a good thing.
It's Tuesday somewhere in the world, and they still talking about Caitlin Clark in the Chicago sky when we're supposed to be talking about the NBA Finals. Like it's a crazy ass time right now. So I'm glad we are talking about the finals. I don't have nothing else about what I want to see. I want to see good games. Jonah, you got anything you're paying attention to going into the game or into the series, or you just want to see a good series?
I don't really have like a rooting interest, honestly. I just want some good hoops.
Now I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I am definitely rooting for Dallas to win. I'm not gonna act like I'm looking forward to Boston winning anything. I'm never looking forward to that.
This might be one of those series where I'm really just like, both teams could score. I'm geeked because, like Jonah said, just give me some good hoops. It's the last, possibly 7 games of the year.
Yes, can we get us 7? I know I said last week Dallas in 6. I was just really happy for Luke and Kyrie, but I'm gonna still go with Dallas. But I can go for I can see it in 7. I'm not gonna just Boston play with their food, but they still a good team. So I'm not gonna sell them short and say still in 6. But I'm gonna go with Dallas. Dallas in 7. And since I did that, we're just gonna go right into y'all making y'all predictions. So Dallas in 7 for me, and I'm going with Luka being the Finals MVP. Who you got, Jonah?
I was leaning Celtics in 6, but just thinking Luka firepower, Boston just having those games sometimes push me back a game.
Right. All the time.
Going Boston in 7.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'll just lean with Jaylen Brown as the MVP. I think.
Ooh, I like that.
He's coming off. He's coming off that great Eastern Conference Finals, but he's my X factor for them, so I'll just roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's him. If they focus attention on Tatum, he's gonna have those situations where he could eat. So let's rock with it.
Yeah, for sure. Easily. Who you got, Zoe?
I got Boston in 6. I got Tatum MVP, but it could very well be Brown too, just like Jonah said.
The politics come in too, where they could, if they have the same stats, Tatum's gonna win it because that's just how it goes.
You know the politics is coming in. Oh,
and
it's gonna go to the best player.
Yeah, Brown's coming off the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Yeah, might just roll into another good 6-game, 7-game stretch or whatever, and just go off. And maybe Tatum is having that series where he doesn't have to be the main guy and he loses it. But I would like to see Tatum get the ring and the Finals MVP, shut some people up.
No, yeah, it will. Hopefully. No, if Boston, you know they're gonna find something else to say. But if Boston wins this and Tatum go crazy, like have a great series, wins Finals MVP, that's gonna help him a lot. It's gonna help with the narrative a lot. But it's still gonna be some people that's gonna talk crazy,
and rightfully so, because the East, the route that they had,
they'll get called frauds.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
They're gonna be called big time frauds.
Everyone's frauds. Everyone's frauds.
Everybody a fraud. Everybody's
in 25 years, there'll be somebody on whatever TikTok is then doing a deep dive talking about, look at this. He turned the ball over the first 2 minutes. He was trash. Just like Buddy does Larry Bird now.
They went from calling the Wolves frauds to a super team. I had to get on Twitter that day for a little bit. I couldn't believe it.
Nothing in between. One or the other. Nothing but polarization.
You said all season and even up until they beat Denver.
Nah, they got awards. They're a super. They got awards for playing well, so then they're a super team.
Now they're a super team.
But then they lost again, awards. So they're frauds again.
Now they like what? But man, I can't go. Wow, this is weird. So, it's gonna be terrible conversations on either side for Luka and Tatum, regardless of who wins and loses. So, it's gonna be. Go ahead.
Will there be any of this talk of he's the best player in the league after this finals?
Luka has a chance.
Luka has a chance.
Luka, if he wins, Luka win the NBA Finals, and he in a dominating fashion.
He's over Jokic. He's over Embiid.
Playoff performances aside, which players are you taking over Luka?
Tell me, Zoe.
It's like
tell me right now.
It's like Jokic and healthy Embiid.
Honestly, I'm not disagreeing, but like you said, that list right there. Can he jump those two guys this year?
Who?
I think if you factor in
Luka, if he wins, can he move up to I'm the best player in the league?
Even if he loses, I think people are still going to view him in that tier because of what he did and because Jokic lost in the second round.
All right, so Jokic comes down a little bit because he's humanized, and Luka wins. He moves up a little bit.
But
people were talking so much about Jokic that I had to come around to it. So now that Luka can potentially get up there, I'm trying to gauge where people are at. That's all I'm doing.
So here's the thing with Joker. Like, I low-key was glad that they lost because the narrative around him was starting to get kind of crazy. Like how they was saying, people were saying shit like, he the best they ever seen. He the best center they ever seen. It started to go just go crazy. But I think in order to bring one down and bring one up, it all depends on where you had them ranked too. That person.
Shit, Giannis feels underrated at this point. It's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. A couple injuries.
People not even talking about Giannis no more.
Giannis had like a crazy. Giannis this season.
Talking about Giannis is not even.
I think it was his best statistical season of his career.
He did.
And no shade to Ant or Minnesota, but part of Ant's ascension this year is because Ja was sitting at home. If we're just going to be real, not to say that.
But was Ja in those conversations though?
He was headed to it.
Was he headed to it?
I feel like.
Oh, he kind of was headed to like the face of the league for like the young kids for real.
His sneakers was getting everybody doing the gritty.
Yeah, he had everybody doing the fucking.
I feel like Ja.
It's a parade in my city. Yeah, he had everybody doing that.
He had everybody.
I feel like Ja being slightly undersized kind of limited him as a ceiling for that.
And he reckless. He reckless. I still got that. I still had that screenshot against the Lakers where I don't know where he's even going with the ball. How he's upside down after he came back from the injury. Like, yeah,
look at your top players in the league.
On his ways, though. He kind of was on his way to being the face of the league, and now does he even have a chance to even get that back going?
I mean, Memphis is going to be great next season.
Memphis as a team, yeah, but Wemby and
I'm just not high on Ja's ceiling like that.
No, me either. He's too reckless for me.
I think he's
fun, but he's reckless.
He doesn't offer that extra. I think Ja is underrated because people say stupid shit when a player has like a down year, is out for the year. But like you look at these other players, Luka's 6'7", Giannis is damn near 7 feet, Embiid's like 7'2", Jokic 7 feet tall, Shea 6'6", Luka 6'7". It is a tool for these players when you have elite traits and you have the size.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Like, you left off your boy though.
Damn.
Who ain't?
Like,
I mean,
6'4"?
He's 6'4".
He was 6'4" this year, and I was
he's
surprised.
6'4". Ant just has the lean. Ant has the lean for the ceiling because he offers the defense.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And he has the personality. Which people, I mean, that's just a whole other sidetrack conversation of face of the league shit that I don't give a fuck about.
The face, I hate the face of the league. I feel like now, I think, you know what's crazy? We getting like those stupid NBA conversations that's leaving, and now we're getting a new crop of dumbass conversations like the new face of the league. Every time
it's never anything actually on the court.
Nothing. Is all this player now is the face. Is he the face of the league, or is this player? Or no, only these two players can snatch it if they want it. Man, just let this shit play out.
Then there's the whole weird foreigner American, which if you can hoop, you can hoop. I don't care.
The Euro agenda, I've heard a lot about.
If you can hoop, you can hoop.
Yes. Now I will say this though. The people who feel to believe about the Euro agenda, they present that shit so well to me to the point I'll be sitting back by myself like, damn, is the NBA really doing that shit? They presented so well to the point.
I think if anything, everything reflects on just the way these players are built when they grow up. We're starting to see it so much more with the AAU.
Yeah.
All these players that are products of AAU basketball, how much they have to learn about actual, I don't want to say fundamentals. That sounds disrespectful. But like you see these the team influence with these players that are the top, that are these European players or things like that. I think that's what stands out a lot with those players. I don't know. It just seems speculation and all the other shit. I don't know.
No, you had it right the first time. It is lack of just principles of basketball sometimes. These guys, the fundamentals are lacking. Go ahead and stand on that shit. I got you.
It's just, I mean, it's the same reason why we see some foreigners come over from EuroLeague and they struggle because it's such a different game. Micic was a hooper, and he couldn't even crack the rotation for OKC.
And then he went to Charlotte and get some garbage. Whatever.
If you want a deep cut, Teodosic, who played for the Clippers, he was a dog overseas.
Yeah.
Look at that, man.
There was a lot of hype on
I don't know
Buddy.
who the y'all got all the information.
Hey, his passing highlights crazy.
Shaggy hair backup point guard,
Clippers.
Oh, okay.
It's just a different game. It's just a different game. So I feel like I gave these guys a nod when they can adjust and like combine those two kind of styles of play. I don't know. I feel like we should be praising them more than anything, but it just turns into nonsense.
That's the basketball purist in you.
Yeah, it's turned into so much like Euro versus Americans and all this.
No, it's highlight culture. That's what everybody's looking for. When I was coaching and a kid told me he like hit this move and I was like, why'd you do this extra step back? He's like, because it looked better. I was like, get the fuck out the gym. That's what he said, because it looked better. And then he missed.
Stop. He said, hey, now that first thing I thought about, the Patrick Ewing meme. The meme. Why'd you shoot that? Did you work on that shot? Why'd you shoot that shot?
That's a classic.
Yo, I felt bad. Why you shoot that shot? That is such a coach. Hey, why you do that?
Why?
Just
why?
Why would you even
tell me what went through your head that made sense to you? I'll wait.
I think that's why Luka's such a cool player. Is I think he's a perfect blend of both those perspectives.
Yeah. No.
Luka has the bag, but he also has that like just innate basketball IQ. He's just on a different level.
When he pulled up for that deep
I feel
three,
like I think he hit another gear in his career. Like I feel like he hit another level of IQ and skill that even win or lose, come next season, we're gonna see a different Luka.
It's the same thing too. Is like he came in the league and was so good that I feel like you're just used to that. That's just how he's been his entire career.
Yep. It's been the most solid 6 years where it's just been the whole time. 28, 8-8 from the jump.
Yeah. He's been very consistent. And you don't get that. Not too many players in history start off at a certain point and keep that shit the whole way through. You don't get that a lot. So, man, I ain't got nothing else about these finals that's starting on Thursday. I mean, y'all got anything else we get about it here?
No, let's see some hoops. It's been a minute for some.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, man. Yeah. It definitely has. I mean,
we'll track who gets their praise, who doesn't.
NBA, don't kill us. We're talking about NBA hoops. We know it's women hoops out there.
Yes,
we know it's WNBA. We gotta please now, especially nowadays. Right now, please just. We don't need y'all coming saying that.
Hey,
we're talking about NBA.
15% of the people that tuned in, even 10%, if 10% of the people that tuned in to watch Caitlin and don't get caught in the nonsense, learn about some other teams, that is very good for the league. If they learn about
very good. That's very good.
Shit,
for the league.
Look at the Connecticut Sun. They're like undefeated right now. They're hooping.
Yes, they are like 8-0, 9-0, something like that.
Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner getting busy. Like if these people can see these players, they can become more of household names.
Yep.
You just got to look at it with a decent point of view.
I'm already tired
over
of
this. I'm tired.
I saw someone say, "Nah, we should have just kept the game to ourselves," and I was with them.
Yes,
because these new fans.
I've been trying to get people to watch women hoops, especially the WNBA, for a long time, and I wish I wasn't doing that no more. Like now, it's not even fun. Like they're getting over critique. Is
just deflect the conversation to something resulted in the basketball.
Yeah,
force that conversation. So I just steer it back on track.
Yes, it's just bad. But I ain't got.
Does McAfee have a show next week? No, never mind. Let's get out of here.
Yes, he will. But no, I'm not touching that. Yeah, but he will though. To answer your question, we will. If y'all don't know, this is gonna be our second finals that we're gonna be
Yes, sir.
Talking about this is crazy, but we will be having post game shows after each finals, starting Thursday. So as soon as the game is over, we're gonna be live on YouTube and Twitter. I am sorry for the people that was on Twitter. I messed. I didn't had a time. I changed the time, so it just automatically cut off. So it won't happen like that again for everybody who was watching on Twitter. But we will be live on Twitter and YouTube again on Thursday and after each finals, and our regular show on Monday. Well, damn, are we going to be having a regular show of the finals? We'll figure that out. We'll let y'all know. We'll let y'all know
last
about
time
that
we just did finals only.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we did. But like always, man, follow, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Spotify, Apple, if anywhere else that you are listening to a podcast other than Apple and Spotify. I don't know why you are doing that, but subscribe to us there, comment, share it all over the place. You feel me? Till Thursday. Peace.